It's a new day, Noonan. Yes, it is. And I am the bearer of great news. The Berenstein Bear who do not care, baby. Actually, I do care. I care about you. Care about the listeners. Care about you a lot. Today is the testing out a new microphone episode, which is named that because I am, you guessed it, testing out a new microphone. Seeing how it works, seeing if it's too quiet, too loud. Just getting some feedback. LOL. That's also a sound pun. Hopefully you guys will let me know how this sounds. Again, this is a new microphone. This is not a USB microphone. This is plugged right into the microphone line. And I've had some issues with the volume of getting it as loud as I want it to be. So I don't know how it sounds. So you guys let me know. Everybody's sound system's different, right? I listen to mine in a little Kia Soul, a little car. You're going to listen to your podcast in a sound room where sound can't escape. Like, it's going to be different for everybody. So, again, just looking to do some recording, find out how it went, and talk about stuff. I am Noonan Time with Harold. You can find me everywhere on social media. You can find me in your nightmares, creeping up with spider legs growing out of my eyes. My spider leg eyes. Oh, God. I've had a rough day. I live over right by Sprayberry Barbecue, which I don't know why I mentioned that. That does not matter. Like, nothing about me having a rough day has anything to do with where I live. I guess when I say rough day, I just immediately think of Sprayberry Barbecue. And look, I'm okay with poking fun at them. I have tried to make amends. I have posted a public apology. I have reached out to them privately and publicly, asking to do something together, or just acknowledgement, or just forgiveness. And, you know, I guess when you hurt somebody, you're not owed attention. That is a good point. Like, if I hurt you, I make you sad. Let's say I lie to you about, like, you find out I was talking bad about you behind your back, and now you don't want anything to do with me, and you decide you're just going to ignore me. It doesn't matter what I do. I am not owed your attention again. I am not owed being in your life. I hurt you and I made a mistake. But Sprayberry do got that drip. And not like that drip like cool coming off your clothes, but drip like something dripping and then we don't know what it is. So I have not learned my lesson at all, as I guess. No, Sprayberry's fine, and I hope we'll do something together. And I find them to be the greatest food in all of Noonan. And anybody that does not enjoy Sprayberry Barbecue is a fool. Anyways, my blood sugar's at 119, just in case anybody was wondering. I'm a little rambly today. I'm manic. I'm hitting that manic button. It's like the panic button, but it's the manic button. I'm a bipolar 1. I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 like 3 years ago, right? And they put me on lithium, things like that. I've been through medicine, so many medicines. But now I'm back on lithium and Latuda and Prozac. And I've been, the last like month and a half, I've been at my low end where I've been kind of depressed, slow, just getting through the day-to-day, focusing on my health stuff. But, man, these last 2 days, something don't snap. You know, that bend and snap from Legally Blonde? That's what my brain did. It bent and snapped. So I'm a little bit more on the zippy side of things. Zippity day. But it used to be for me, when I would be low, the depression would come and hit. I would get very suicidal. And I would get very, very just sad and everything is hopeless. Nothing matters. I give up on life. That would be my low. So my lows were really, really low. And then my highs are really, really bad, where feel like I am God and I can't do anything wrong. And if anybody is upset with me, it's because they're wrong and they need to adjust the way they look at life, along with the physical sensations. Nowadays, thanks to my medicines, it's not that. I am not physically and mentally low. I just get physically low. Like when I have my lows now, like I can get, a little bummed out. But I'm not thinking, wow, there's no reason to live. But my body still feels it. My body feels these lows so heavy to where all I'll do is sleep. I'll go to sleep at like 9 p.m. and I'll sleep till 10 a.m. the next day. Like I just want to sleep, don't have any energy, don't want to do anything, don't want to eat. But again, the brain is doing okay. To the point that now when I'm manic, it's I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just whatever. I'm just average Joe Dirt. But my body is so zippy and sweaty, and I can't sit still, and I gotta get up, I gotta get about, I gotta get outside moving. I'm focusing on 100 different things. I'm like a little ADD baby. I'm assuming I don't have ADD. That's me assuming what ADD is like. As I said, we're testing out a new microphone, and I just did a volume boost. Like I just hit it. So if now it's too loud and you're like, whoa, Harold, bring it back. Now you're making my speakers sound all muffly duffled-deed. Hillary duffled-deed. Hillary muffledly. Oh, I don't want to say Hillary's muff. Isn't that gross? Is that a slang? That's one of those words. You know, like there's some words that you think may have been slang, but you're not sure. That might be one. So I don't want to say it again. It's the M word, the MU word. But I feel like sometime in my life I heard that as a slang for a woman. But I'm not absolutely sure. So maybe I'm sorry. Otherwise, I'm just saying something silly. So again, checking out some new microphone features. Let me know how this volume is compared to what it was before I told you that it had changed. Anyway, speaking of my low lows, my big problem is that I run into. I had this thought yesterday that the podcast, again, we're going to focus on interviews during the week, and every Monday morning we are going to do just me checking in, saying, hi, what's up? And I decided that I want to focus. I liked it when this podcast was a little bit of my therapy sessions. I enjoyed that more than when I'm trying to be funny. So we're kind of going to fall back into that. My issue is, and I fall into this issue often, not right now, I'm doing okay, is when I am low lows and I'm just this slug and I'm just physically just drained and have nothing to give the world. And I'm like, I don't have a creative thought in my body. I don't have a bit of energy in my body. I'm useless. I change my medicines. I make the decision that I don't need these medicines the way they're telling me because they're making me into a slug, or they're making me gain weight, or they're making me so sleepy, chubby slug, chub slugger, sleep slugger. I don't know what word I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make up a word, and I'm failing at it. Improv, baby. Great at it. I change my medicines, and then I feel good for like a couple of weeks, and then I start acting erratic and making choices that otherwise I would not make. Like, okay, I mentioned that right now it's just physical sensations, but I do have just the absolute desire to buy Nike shoes right now. I love spending money when I'm manic. Love it, which is normal for all bipolar people. And for some reason, I'm just craving having Nike shoes. I never had Nike shoes before. I want that sweet swoosh on my foot. And I don't even know if they're comfortable. I don't even know if I would like them. But there's just something about Nike shoes that are speaking to me and letting me know that I need them. So, you know, if you into Nikes, then we can be alrighties. So, just so you guys know, for this podcast, I am absolutely stopping and starting and listening back to see how it sounds on my end. And it's weird. This is the only microphone I've ever had to where if I turn off the microphone, it makes a noise that gets recorded. Like it goes, choo-choo. That was what that last noise was. That was me turning off my microphone so I could check the sound thus far. And I'm liking this little volume boost. This one's doing okay. So I get off all my medicines, right? I decide, and just so you know, I do live by Sprayberry Barbecue, which is still not important to the story. I get off all my medicines so I can get that high again. I'm proud to say that even with all these mental health issues that I've got, the creativity of Harold has stayed, I don't know if I can say consistent. It has stayed reliable, maybe is a better word. Like I'm still putting out content, and I've been doing it for 6 years now. So I feel like it's not that if I'm on my medicines, I can't be creative at all. It's just that you go into these slumps where you go down and you're really, really low and you have a hard time. When I'm like that, that's when the Harold jokes are just going to be, I go through my Facebook memories and I find things that I've already posted and I repost them. If you see a lot of reposts, things that I have posted as Harold that are getting posted again, hold on, I'm going to drink my coffee. Chances are that is because I am feeling some type of way, or it's just a really good joke and I feel like it needs to be shared with the world twice. Both things can and are often true. But when I get off my medicines, everything gets messed up. I hurt people, and then I try to unhurt people, and then I get frustrated that they're not unhurt, and then I got to get back on my medicines. And then that's one of my flaws, big flaws, is that I feel like when I make a mistake, it sucks that I made that mistake. But when I say I'm sorry, I should be forgiven and we should get to move on. But again, that's not how it works, and that's not how I treat other people either. So it's just hypocrisy. But it's something that I wish more people would just take apologies, forgive someone, and then we just move on. That's how my brain. That's what I want to have happen for me, but that's not how it works. So thankfully, like, my girlfriend is so understanding of all the way my brain works. She's forgiven me for too many things, probably. So that's cool. I appreciate that. Oh, she also lives really close to Sprayberry Barbecue. So that's cool as well, and unrelated to anything. Well, I guess it's kind of related because we live together. So it's related in the sense of me and my girlfriend live together, which I guess is important to the story. Why am I thinking so much about my mental health, besides the fact that I'm manic right now? Because this week, last week, it doesn't matter. You don't know. You weren't there. Was my 3-year anniversary of the last time I planned to, trigger warning, I'm going to say kill myself. Kill myself. That was the last time that I had made a plan, went somewhere to do it, had everything that I needed. It was 3 years ago, last Wednesday. I went to the Motel 6 over behind the IHOP. I think there's a Wells Fargo racetrack over there. And I was just a broken little thing. We had told my ex-wife and I had told my daughter, Harold Jr., that we were getting a divorce, and I didn't have work anymore. I had lost my jobs. The girl I was in love with was like really succeeding in life, and we weren't together, and I don't know, I felt like I was bringing them down by being attracted to them and pursuing them in a way that I felt guilty for making their life harder and worse, and I absolutely made their life harder. Now I make their life better. Well, most of the time, but I felt all the things that I cared about and had worked towards. I had lost my job working. I had lost my job at the theater. I didn't have anywhere to go, and I was unmedicated, didn't know what to do. And so I went to a Motel 6, and I was going to just, not exist anymore. Of course, it didn't happen that way. I brought my laptop, I brought medicines, brought the pills, checked in, paid for it, didn't care how much it cost. I just needed a place that, technically I cared how much it cost, which maybe that's your biggest sign that in my brain I knew I wasn't going to go through with it. And I am someone who has called and texted, especially texted, the suicide hotlines and stuff. But this time I wasn't going to do that. I had my phone with me, and didn't really want to talk to anybody. I talked to the girl that I had the feelings for. Talked to her throughout that entire time that I was there. Totally played it down. Acted like nothing was serious and everything was, kosher. I don't know if I can say kosher. I don't know if that's appropriate. Everything was dill, like a big deal. But I acted like, I'm confusing myself with this metaphor. I acted like everything was fine. She had no idea. Other people in my life realized that I was missing and didn't know where I was, and I wasn't responding to stuff. And so they put out a little bit of a search party for me, and my big brother came and he found me. He was just like, yeah, I know the kind of motels people go to when they want to get away. So he came and he found my car and he came to the door. And I don't know if him showing up there saved my life. I like to think that I would have, I would have been okay after some time. And again, I was talking to some people the whole time I was there. But him coming there and speaking to me made a huge difference. He wanted to see what I brought. He wanted to see, and honestly, I did not show him everything that I brought. Showed him most of what I brought, but I had my laptop there, and I remember him saying, you having a computer with you right now may be worse than you having a way to hurt yourself, because like just the way I write and the both positives and damage I can do with my writing. So I remember him saying that, and that was funny. But he stayed and talked to me for a while, and then he left. And that lifted my spirits. I started responding to more people. That girl came by and saw me and talked to me and helped check in on me. Again, I acted like everything was cool. And then I went to sleep watching The Office reruns. It was the Diwali episode. And then I woke up, checked out, and things started getting better. There, of course, have been lots of days since then that were difficult and hard and terrible. But that day kind of was the first time not the first time, but one of the few times in my life that it was the world's not going to take care of me. People care about me and they love me, but they have all their own lives and so much stuff that they're focusing on. It's not fair for me to sit around mad and lonely and heartbroken that everyone's not giving me their attention and trying to make my life better all the time. It was sort of a turn of, I've been living this one way, very relying on things that I can't rely on anymore, and now we're taking a turn. And do I want to take this turn, or do I want to stand at the fork in the road and be like, whoa, a fork? What am I, spaghetti? And I made the wrong choices a lot after that, and I took a lot of wrong turns, and I used a lot of spoons when I should have used at least a spork. But there were some really inspiring things that happened that night that, again, some of it I'm not comfortable talking about, and I don't know when I will be or if I will be ever, and I don't have to ever be. But the main thing to take away from it was I didn't know if things were going to get better, right? I was real low, and I didn't understand that I was unmedicated, and that how much of a difference medicine was going to make and how much of a difference mental health stuff was making on me. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know if things were going to get better, but I knew things were going to change. And part of me was just scared to death of that. That's why I found myself in the spot that I had found myself. But one of the big ways I look at life now is that I don't believe things are going to get better, but things are going to change. And I want to see it. I want to see the changes that are going to happen. From things like jobs that I'm going to get, vacations I'm going to go on that I've never been on before, relationships in my life that are going to change, whether they go away or they come back, to things like who's going to win the World Series this year? What's going to be the next movie my favorite actor is in? What reboot are they going to put out that's terrible, but I'm glad that I saw it and got to laugh at it? Change is going to happen, and that is cool. That's a cool thing. It's cool to know that things are going to change in this world and that I get to see so many changes. There's billions and billions of things happening in the world at all times, and I want to see what they are. Mainly out of curiosity, but also some of them might be really cool and make me happy. So I guess that's my bit of advice if you ever find yourself in a Motel 6, which don't, is change is cool. Even when it's bad change, even when it's something bad and something bad is now happening, that ain't going to last forever. It's going to change to something else. Even things that aren't in your control. If you're stuck in a relationship or you feel like you're stuck in a relationship and it really, really, really sucks, maybe an outside force. I mean, it's that butterfly effect type thing. You're in a relationship where you feel stuck and you feel like if you broke up with them, you'd end up homeless, living outside. Well, maybe a caterpillar is rolling down a hill right now, and it's going to land on a bicyclist's eyeball. Bicyclist? Cyclist? I like bicyclist. And he's going to have a caterpillar in his eye, and he's going to scratch it. It's going to make him turn, and then he's going to bump into the person that you're dating with his bike, and that's going to make that person you're dating twist their ankle. That's going to make them stop working, and then that's going to push you to have to get a different job. I don't know. You know what I mean. Trust the caterpillar is basically what I'm saying. The caterpillar will get you somewhere. Just change is cool. Some of it is not fun, but it's neat that things just are changing, man. That's dope. Anyways, you can find me at Noon and Time with Harold. You can listen to my podcast, Noon and Podcast with Harold. And please let me know how this microphone sounded. Bye. I die.